Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk today about English for academic purposes. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide here. All right, and what is English for academic purposes? Well, in the United States, it teaches you skills that you're going to need when you go to a U.S. university or college. It gives you background knowledge and teaches you about different things that happen at American universities. So let's talk about a few of these. It can talk about test formats. We have several different types of test formats in the United States. So we'll go over those, talk about the different styles there. Then we have also academic writing styles. Teachers want everything in a certain format for different types of writings and stuff, so we talk about those. We could also talk about academic lecture formats. Okay, some professors like to use PowerPoint, others like to just stand up there and talk. So we talk about the different styles they use for that, and then note-taking skills, and then what a student can expect from the teacher, and what are the responsibilities of the students. Do you have any questions about any of those?
Yeah, I want to ask if I finish this kind of lesson, so I can get used to the United States University. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you very well here.
Yeah. I said that if I finish this kind of lesson, so I can get used to the life of the United States. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it's for, is to teach you about different things in the United States, and also specifically for classes in the United States.
Okay.
Really, a lot of students from different countries kind of need to have this type of class, because you can't learn any of this in a TOEFL test taking class or your grammar class. Really, this is specific information that is for students who are coming over to the United States to go to the universities here.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about a type of test format today, all right?
Mm-hmm.
This type is called open book exams. Now, have you ever taken an open book exam before?
Yeah, I took once.
Okay, we have a little experience with it. Let's talk about some ways that you can be successful with this type of exam. All right, of course it means that the student can use the textbook. It oftentimes means that they can use notes from class, or notes they took from reading the textbook, or journal articles. Sometimes it allows students to use online resources during the test. It all depends on the teacher. The teacher will tell you what resources are available for you to use while taking the test. If the teacher doesn't, make sure that you ask prior to taking the test, or the class before, so that you can study in the right way. Any questions about that?
Teacher always tell us what we can use during the exam, before the exam, right?
They should always tell you before the exam, but sometimes they forget. So make sure, if the teacher hasn't given you specific resources, that you raise your hand and ask a question about it. Okay?
Okay.
Good. All right. Let's talk about why teachers give open book exams. There's a couple reasons for this type of test. Oftentimes they use it to teach students, or to find out if students know how to find information when it is needed. I think it's becoming even more important as the internet becomes more and more a part of our lives, that we be able to find good information and be able to use it. Another reason is they design these questions to make you think. They want you to be able to analyze the information and use it, not just copy it directly from the text. Okay? Any questions there?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Now, with an open book exam, you think it would make the test easier, right?
Yeah.
Not always the case. Sometimes the teacher will make the test harder, because they do allow you to use the book. So in this case, they're asking you to compare maybe, or evaluate, or explain. So you need to take the facts and references from the books and be able to answer a question given by the instructor, not just copy it directly out of the book. Another thing that can make it difficult is the teachers often place a time limit on the test. So you're not going to be able to read all of the chapters. They might give you 60 to 100 pages that the test is going to cover, and you're just not going to have time to read all that information during the test. So you just want to be able to use the textbook as a reference, so you can provide examples and things like that. Any questions there?
Yes, since in China that teachers always want students to write more about their questions. So I want to ask if the American teachers always also like that.
Really, the rule is answer the question with as much information as you need. If you provide a good, solid answer and it only takes you 150 words, a teacher would prefer that you did that rather than use 300 words and over-explain or just keep repeating the same thing. So really they want your answer to be as complete and concise as possible.
Okay,
Does that
I got
make
it.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so let's look at an example question that might be found on an open book exam. The question here is they want you to explain Darwin's theory of evolution, and then they want to give you examples of why evolution occurs. So you might go about this question. First, you should have read the chapters from the book about evolution, and you should have a basic answer in your mind already about what Darwin's theory of evolution is. So you might say something in Darwin's theory of evolution explains the changes over time of traits in a population, and keep on explaining. This may take 2 or 3 paragraphs. Then they're going to ask you for a specific example. So you might go to the book in this case, go look at specific examples, and you might come up with natural selection. And then you would define it saying it's the process where a population develops certain traits to increase its chance of survival or reproduction. Any questions there about this example question?
No.
Okay, excellent. All right, and let's look at the last part here. This is quoting directly from a source. Oftentimes on a test like this, you might take information directly from the book, meaning you are going to copy the exact words that are written in the book. So in this case, you want to put quotation marks around the stuff that you've copied directly from the book, because you have to give Darwin credit for his thoughts. So you'll see here, Darwin claims that, and then we have quotation marks around all living organisms come from a common ancestor. And that just means that you're letting the teacher know that you use this directly from the book and you're avoiding plagiarism. Have you ever heard the word plagiarism before?
No, this is the first time I heard of this word.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about this word. It means using someone else's words or sentences and claiming them as your own original work. Okay, this can be a big problem in the United States, and we really want you to avoid this. We want you to give credit to the people who have done the work before you. So if you do get caught doing this, you can even get kicked out of the university in the United States. So you want to be sure that you use quotation marks around anything that you copy directly from the book. Any questions there?
So we should use the quotation mark every time you use others' words, yeah?
Yes, every time you copy directly from a book or from a magazine or from a newspaper, you want to be sure to put quotation marks around it so that the teacher knows it's someone else's words or it was said by someone else.
Just even that man is not much famous in the world, so we also use the quotation mark.
That's correct. Even if the person is unknown or not famous or anything, yes, we would always use quotation marks if someone else said it.
Okay, I'll make it clear.
Excellent. Do you have any other questions about anything we covered in the lesson today?
No, for now.
Okay.
I think you make it clear.
Great. Well, hopefully you've learned from our little thing today, and that concludes our lesson then.
Okay, thank you for your lesson.